Okay, for this drawing inventor, we're trying something a little different. You will be watching this video at home, and now you're going to take some notes on how to add a counterbore into my model here in the Inventor program. So what I would like you to do while you're watching this video is pause, jot down some notes. That way when you come in class tomorrow, you can open this model that you've already created and add in your counterbore holes. So let's go ahead and add in the counterbore. The way you're going to go ahead and do this is just click on the hole command, and when I click on the hole command, there are some different ways you can place in a counterbore. So do we want to use linear dimensions, or do we want to use concentric? This is a vocabulary word that we learned during first semester. Remember that it is two circles or holes that share the same center point. So for this one we're going to do concentric. I need to select the plane I want to place this counterbore on, and it's going to be here. So now you'll notice that the blue icon is now shifted towards the concentric reference. So that reference is going to be this arc because I want it to share the same center point, so I'm going to click there. Then I need to tell it what kind of hole I want, and we would like a counterbore. So I'm going to go with the counterbore. Now I can add in some dimensions. The overall dimension, or overall diameter of the counterbore, if you looked in the book, which you don't have right now, is 1.5. So you will need to grab your book tomorrow. And the depth of that counterbore is 0.5. And the dimension of the other hole is going to be 1.5. Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't 1.5, that would be 2. So let me correct myself. The counterbore is a 2-inch diameter with a 0.5 depth, and the other remaining hole has a diameter of 1.5. Normally you'll see a counterbore where you're going to put in a screw, so that way the head of the screw will fit right down into my counterbore, and then the top is nice and flush. So I can click OK. I'm going to add another counterbore to this face, so I'm going to go to hole. This time I'm going to use a linear dimension, so I'm going to leave it at linear. I'm going to select the face. Now we're using references, so I want to reference from the center to this edge and give it a dimension, which is going to be 1.5. Enter. Oh, I got out of there. I need to get back into that hole. The other reference that I'm going to use is going to be this edge, which is also going to be 1.5. So now I've gone ahead and I centered that counterbore. And again, if you ever get out of something, you can always go back into your model browser just by clicking here, and you'll notice that it kept the same dimensions that I used before, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to click OK. So that's pretty much how you can add in counterbores to your model. So tomorrow when you come into class, I would like you to open up your model, add in your 2 counterbores. If you didn't jot down the notes on the sizes, you'll need your book. And go ahead and add those in. And then your final thing that you're going to have to do is create your DWG, which you already know how to do, and project your 2 views off of your base view with your dimensions, and also project your isometric view. After you are done with that, I would then like you to add, whoops, I just clicked out of mine, add in your tab to your OneNote. So figure 656, the first page for that tab is going to have a screenshot of your drawing, and then the second tab is going to be a description, pretty much the notes that you're taking right now, but now I can add in some screenshots and add in some direction. And I want you to imagine that someone is going to use the hole tool for the first time, and that you're giving them directions on how to use it. So if I was going to pick up your OneNote binder and I was going to read your hole tool tab, am I going to be able to use that tool after I'm done reading your notes? That's it. Good luck tomorrow.